So you're an independent contractor who's opened an S-Corp or an LLC filing as an S-Corp. Whether you need some information or some help, you need to know the fundamentals of how your income is taxed. Let's talk about ordinary income. When you receive income for providing professional or creative services, whether as an employee or an independent contractor, you receive ordinary income. That's W-2 wages or 1099 MISC income. You also receive ordinary income from your pass-through entity, which is your S-Corp, your LLC, or your partnership, which are profits that pass through to your personal return and are reported on a K-1. So what are the characteristics of ordinary income? It is income that is reported on a W-2, on a 1099 MISC or Schedule C, and a K-1. It is also subject to personal income tax, which is a progressive tax. And if you don't know what progressive tax means, you can watch the very short progressive tax video to understand how that works. It is the main type of income you will be reporting on April 15th if you performed services for money and you don't have much in the way of dividends and capital gains. So dividends and capital gains are taxed in a different way. Long-held capital gains and qualified dividends get either a flat 0, 15, or 20% tax based on your income level, and we are not going to cover this here at all. But there is another tax that a lot of your income can be subject to, and that is FICA, which is the Federal Insurance Contributions Act of 1935, and its close sibling, the self-employment tax, which is the self-employed person's version of FICA, and that was passed in 1954. When you are an employee of a company, both you and your employer contribute to your FICA, which consists of Social Security and Medicare. You each contribute 6.2% of your wages to Social Security on the first $132,900 of your wages. That number is for 2019, and that cap is indexed for inflation, so it rises a little every year. That means every dollar over $132,900 does not get Social Security tax. You also each contribute 1.45% of your gross wages to Medicare, and that does not get a cap. In fact, to pay for Obamacare, there is an additional 0.9% additional Medicare tax on every dollar that you make over $200,000. So for total W-2 income under $132,900, you contribute 7.65% of wages to FICA, and your employer contributes 7.65% of your gross wages on your behalf. It's important to note that if you are an employee, that amount is automatically withheld from your paycheck and sent to the federal government. You will usually not see that amount anywhere on your April 15th tax return. So you tend to forget that you paid it, but you can see the total amount you paid for the year in Box 4 and Box 6 of your W-2. When you're self-employed, you receive lump sums of money with no withholding throughout the year, and at the end of the year, you have to file a Schedule C along with your 1040, and you also have to pay another tax in addition to your progressive personal income tax, and this is called the self-employment tax. The self-employment tax is the self-employed person's version of FICA, except that since you are both employer and employee, you have to pay both sides of the tax. So you pay 7.65 plus 7.65% equal to 15.3% of your business income. Now, just like it's deductible to your employer when you receive wages from them, the employer's side of the self-employment tax is also deductible to you. This tax you will see on your April 15th Form 1040 at the end of the year. So in addition to personal income tax, you'll see the year's worth of self-employment tax on Schedule 4, line 57 of your Form 1040. This may result in tax sticker shock for new freelancers. If you're used to receiving wages, you've had your FICA taxes deducted throughout the year, so you don't notice it's gone at the end of the year. So to recap, ordinary income consists of W-2 wages, self-employed Schedule C wages, and K-1 profits from your pass-through entity, whether it's an S-Corp, an LLC, or a partnership. Your wages are subject to the progressive personal income tax, plus the employee side of FICA, which is 7.65% of your gross wages. Your Schedule C income is also subject to personal income tax, plus both sides of FICA, which is 15.3% of your business income, and that is a self-employment tax. And now your K-1 pass-through profits are subject to personal income tax, but no Social Security or Medicare, no FICA, and no self-employment tax. Boring! Who cares? This is the main tax advantage of doing business through an S-Corp, and I'll break down how in the next video.